My name is Guillermo Nardone, and today I'm going to talk about some serious things that will be happening in the future of not just our country, but the world. Things are not looking great in the geopolitical realm. Neither are they looking in the political realm nor in the economic realm. But I do believe America will experience a soft landing from all the turmoil that we've been dealing with since COVID. Let's talk a little bit about why the world has changed. In 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine, and that's something that has not happened in a long, long time, where one neighbor invades another for economic purposes. Russia invaded their fellow brothers in Ukraine and have since been fighting a terrible, horrible war that has involved all of Europe and all of the industrialized world. Again, something that has not happened since 1945, and that has thrown all paradigms through the roof and thrown our world into turmoil. Supply chains are being devastated because of this, and the effects of this war will not be seen until much later on in time. But that's just the beginning of things because, as we will see next, things with China and the US, the two world superpowers, continue to deteriorate. And it's not just in Taiwan where it's deteriorating, but all across the world, countries are picking and choosing sides. They're siding with China or they're siding with the United States. Conflict is in the near future. And if that conflict were to take place, the disruptions that you saw from COVID, disruptions like missing items on the grocery stores or having a long time for the delivery of electronics, will completely change. We will see a massive deterioration of global supply chains because even though we are not in friendly terms, China and the United States, we rely on each other tremendously for our commerce. And that will change all of our lives. But that's not it. It's not just about China. It's not just about Russia and Ukraine. There are multiple global hotspots all around the world, and there's one common theme. There will be disruptions of supply chains across the world. The globalized world that we currently live in is not the future. Global warming is going to change the paradigm of how people live and where people live. Food scarcity will be a thing that we're going to have to deal with again, mainly because changing weather patterns will disrupt how and where we grow our food. Remember, food is shipped all across the world. Places like China, Africa, and the Pacific regions that we as Americans rely on for our manufacture, rely on food from all across the world, whether it's food shipped from South America or from Russia or from India. China cannot self-sustain its population with its current food output. Neither can Africa, and neither can the whole Pacific region. And that will lead to massive catastrophes unlike anything we've seen in the last 200 years. But we as in America, we are exceptional. We are privileged. We are in a place where no other nation has been or will be in the future, especially as it comes to the supply chain disruptions that I am currently talking about. America is privileged and is able to grow its own food. It has neighbors that are able to grow its own food. If you take all of the continent of North America, the weather and the different geographical locations allow us to be able to grow food even with the weather pattern changes that will occur because of global warming. But that's not all. North America is energy independent. It will not and does not need to rely on any sort of importing from regions that are global hotspots, as mentioned before. We are energy independent, and that's going to lead to a future unlike anywhere else in the world. But most importantly, and the silver lining that I got to leave you with, is the fact that we have the capital, the most important capital, human capital. We have a diverse set of people from all around the world. We are able to amalgamate the diversity of the world into one country. And through that diversity and through those different ideas that are formed in our melting pot of a nation, we will be able to succeed in the 21st century. Our geography allows for it, and our demographics allow for it. Now, all we have to do is to reinvest in ourselves, bring back manufacturing to America, and reinvest in the people, retool, and make sure we are all ready to go for when global situations take place, because the world will need us to lead it out of the horrible mess we find ourselves currently.